Hi guys, and welcome back to City Sprouts and Jars. My name is Shannon, and today we're going to make a little off version of what I call a meat pocket, maybe. I'm from Nebraska, and we have what is called a runza. However, I thought I could take something similar to that and make my own stuffing. Now, whether it be breakfast inside this bread pocket or some sort of meat. Well, on hand, I have some quick steak, which is like a Philly meat. We're going to make that and we're going to stuff these bread pockets with that and make a great go-to when you're on the run to quickly warm it up in the microwave or in the oven or for lunch. That way I can have them on hand in the freezer. So come join me. Okay, I'm going to make 2 batches of bread in my bread machine. And I just put it on the dough side of the bread machine, and then I take it out and let it rise. And since I'm making 2 batches, it won't hold both batches of bread in here, so I'll have to do them each separately. So how the bread goes is 2 packages of yeast, active dry yeast. I just go ahead and use the jar, and it has the measurements of what equals a package on there. I also have 1 cup of warm water, 1/3 cup of butter softened, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, and 4 to 1/2 to 5 cups of flour, depending on it. And usually I start on the least amount side, so I'll probably put 4 cups in here, kind of see how the bread machine is going, and if I have to add another additional cup, I will. Okay? All right, guys, my first loaf is ready to be placed in a grease bowl. If I can get it out here. And you can see here, it is very, not sticky, it's perfect. And we're going to start the next batch. So I got my grease bowl here. It's going to kind of, I don't know if that's got enough grease in it. I'm just pouring a little oil on my hands and wiping that bowl, just so it gets slightly covered so it doesn't stick to the bowl. And then I'm going to cover it. And then I'm going to put it in the oven. When I say the oven, I just got the oven on with the light on, and I'll help it rise, stay warm. My kitchen is a little cold this morning. And then I think I'm going to put a towel over it too, just to keep it warm. All right, let's get our second batch in here. So 1, do our 4 cups flour. I'm gonna make a well here. That was my sugar. And my eggs. And my butter. And then we need my salt. And last but not least, we need the yeast in the cup of water. All right, get that going. I'm going to reset my kitchen, clean up a few things, and then we're going to start making the filling to this. Okay, we're just gonna let those rise for a little bit. All right, guys. Well, I have my bread made. First loaf has risen, and you can see here, nice and supple. So I'm going to take just a little bit, and I'm going to do about 2.5 ounces. And I do have a scale here. You don't have to do this, but it is helpful just to kind of eyeball your first couple to know, you know, what is 2.5. Had it on the wrong. Let's try it again. All right, that's 2.5. So I would say maybe a golf ball size would be it. And I do have a little flour sitting off to the side just in case, you know, it's too sticky. But I think I will douse my roller on that. And I'm just gonna make kind of a rectangle out of this. Probably can't see that. Try to anyways. It's very forgiving. About that length. And then I use my hands. My hands are clean, I wash them, and I'm just gonna get a little bit of that meat. A little bit of that, all of that cheese and onions. And I just have a cloth here that I just kind of wipe my hands as I need to. And then you just see there, I'll move my rolling pin out of the way. I probably do about a half a cup in here of that mixture. And then you can just fold your bread over. And usually what happens is I kind of just put it together like that. And then kind of pat it out, and then you've got like a little, as I go further on, I'm putting it on a tray right now, but as they move on further, I get a little bit better at it. I'm not always the greatest at my folding. Roll it up a little bit, put a little flour on my pad here, and it's okay if you get some of your filling in your bread as you're rolling it out. It's gonna taste good either way. That's my oven preheating to 350. And you just kind of make little pockets. And then once you get all of it folded together, you can actually form it into a shape that you want. I kind of make it more of a longer shape here, making sure that your seams close, and you just kind of knead them together and they will. And I stick it on my tray. It's not staying on for me. And you guys can make these as big as you want. I'm just doing them a little bit smaller, so they're more of a quick snack versus just wiping my hands so the grease lets the bread close. I just pinch them closed. And then I form it. I'll bring you guys in closer here. You can see the It's not a perfect shape. It doesn't have to be, because you can get it to fold either way. Making sure all my filling's in there. Kind of wipe my hands a little bit. And then I just fold it up. And then I'm just pinching and rolling. And it will close up like it needs to. And if it keeps opening up, you just keep pinching and rolling, and then turn it over. And you can see, there you go. I'm gonna do another one here. Hurry. And the shape of this dough wasn't the same as the last one. And again, I still can get it to worked in here. I'm just wiping my hands with my little damp towel just to, I can fold them this way, and you just can, it's very stretchable. And then I just, again, pinch and rolling. Pinch and rolling. Then you can form it a little bit. You can have it longer, but this will rise too. So we're sitting them on the pan and they're gonna rise a little bit. All right, guys, so I'm gonna continue working on this. I'm gonna let you guys run here. I'll probably do a little fast forward motion of it. You guys can sit back and watch, and then I will show you what the first pan looks like. I'm gonna cover these up. Over here, you guys can see them on the tray here. I'm just gonna cover them up with a towel so they don't dry out, and they're gonna go for their second rising. I'm gonna kind of set it over here where the oven is a little bit warm over here. Okay guys, so I'm gonna finish up the rest of them. I've got a few more pans that I can fill up these up with, and when this first group did its second rise, I will show you when we put them in the oven. All right? All right, you guys, here they are. One loaf made 13 of these, and then the second loaf, the meat only lasted for the rest of them. So what I'm gonna do is I already put a egg wash on them, and now I'm going to lightly sprinkle an everything bagel seasoning on it. This really just sets it over the top with the onions and the garlic and the spices that's in the everything bagel seasoning. Really makes it taste real good. So we're just gonna sprinkle and then I'm gonna put these in the oven at 350 and I'm gonna let them cook for about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna check on them to see how the bread is done. You're really looking for the bread doneness and not necessarily what's in the center of them. So since I'm putting both of these in, I'm gonna rotate about 10 minutes in. All right, everybody. Well, they're done and they look amazing. And I thought I would try them with you. Before I let you go, I'll just let you know that what I did with the last bit of the dough was I actually whipped up some eggs and sausage and stuffed those. This is a great way to be creative with what you want to stuff it with. You can do ham, you could do chicken, you could create anything, bacon and eggs, anything would work. So I'll just cut open and look, guys, look how amazing that is. Can you guys see in there? This is the Philly. So good. Real quick. Now the egg one just came out of the oven, so it's still hot. But you can see the egg and sausage there. Great breakfast. You can save these in the fridge, or you could freeze them and pull them out of the freezer. They won't last long with my family, but we'll put them in the toaster oven and get them nice and crispy. Or if we're gonna eat quite a few of them for dinner, we'll stick them in the oven for a little bit. You can't put them in the microwave, not gonna be as crunchy, they'll be a little bit more soft. But amazing. Can't eat this one one's a little too hot. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed your time with me today. In the future, I'm gonna be doing some fun things, so I hope you could click the like button and subscribe. Bye guys, and enjoy your day.